Am I live? Hi, can you all hear me? What's up, y'all? It's Chi Vital, and I'm back with another tool for your toolkit. I'm here with some more information regarding your Winter Solstice ritual. I know it seems like a lot, but once it's set up the first time for the rest of the days, the 4 days, or leading into Christmas and the day after Christmas, you'll see that it's not so much. You already have most of your altar set up, and you are only setting it at one time. You just want to stay in that energy. I think that's probably going to be the biggest challenge, if a challenge at all. At this point, your focus should be so on fleek that it's nothing. It's actually a peace of mind to be in that state. So I'm going to get started. I still have on my hat and my scarf. I'm just coming back from my daughter's school performance. And I just wanted to make sure you all had this information so you could spend tomorrow gathering whatever you need. The things that I posted in HOC are readily available. So you shouldn't have much of an issue. And some of you have pieces like these already. And the pieces that I mentioned, crystal quartz and selenite, they're pretty easy to clean and reprogram. So you can use them again because you're going to be using them as a grid as opposed to an offering. So let's get into it. I have one more mantra for you. It's your money mantra. It's a new one for you. So make sure you have your notebooks ready. And I'm going to walk you through how to appropriately offer your rose petals to each of your yantras, which is crucial. Okay? Y'all ready? Let's see. Let's start with that. First, let's go in order. So I'm going to go in order of the Nityas, right? And the deal with how you're supposed to prepare and present your flowers. I actually have some flowers, so I can show you all a little bit. I'm not going to pull out a yantra, but I will show you. Okay. And then I'm going to talk to you about the 4 days that you are going to, some of you already took time off. Kudos to you, right? You want to stay in a trance-like state as much as possible. So the grid that I'm having you all build is to assist with amplifying that energy, to assist you with all things. So yeah, and I'll give you your money mantra. So y'all ready? If y'all ready, let me see some ones in the chat. Hashtag HOC, hashtag Dark Lordism, gang gang, hashtag Winter Solstice 2019. And let me know if you can hear me clearly, because I'm not as loud right now. I'm already like dipping off. I don't know if you all are experiencing that already. Like suddenly you're just like, I need to go. And then you just get all these downloads. Then you're like, whew. And once you're in it, you're like, I don't want to do mundane things right now. All right. So I'm going to, there's 2 roses on here. All right, so I'll take one. All right. For those of you, because we're a global family, so some of you might actually have rose bushes outside, live ones, and it may actually still be the type of climate that's conducive to growing your roses. So you want to use those. As fresh and alive as possible is the more energy that it's going to have, and the smell, right? The smell will be more potent. So the thing is with roses, right? Roses and the smell of rose, aromatically, the vibration is one of the highest. And because of the relationship we have to smell, right? in the brain, right? The smell is picked up by the olfactory nerves. The smell goes directly to the brain. So it bypasses like a lot of translation. And where we have translation is in the conscious mind. But if it can bypass the conscious mind, then if you're following along, it stimulates the subconscious mind and takes you there really quickly. So if you've done a couple of the rituals that I've done in HOC and we've used essential oils, you all know some of the power of especially rose oil to take you on that level of travel. Okay? So if you buy a bouquet of red roses, which is fine, we're living here, some of us here in the Northeast, that's fine as well. Okay, you want to have your bouquet in its fresh water, and what you will do is you'll pick all of your petals, all right, and you can put them on a tray dedicated to your practice. Y'all give me a second. I can show you one of my trays. All right. It does not have to be this tray, but some of you like to do things top notch. So I don't want to limit your experience. You get what I'm saying? Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So here's a tray I have. It's copper. It can be silver or brass, but you will take your rose petals. Because what do you have? You have your Sri Yantra, you have your 15 niches, and you can just place them beautifully all around. Okay, and you'll prepare it. And before you get started, you want to go and shower. I mean, like shower, wash your hair if you can. If you can do that, put on fresh clothes, and then you are going to change the water on your altar because you should have water. Nitya uses water, and you want to be aware of having all the elements present. That's why you have a plant, you have the water, you have the candles, right? And you should see that the ethers are moving, but you can also add to your setup there some incense. So it can be a sandalwood, which is like a nakchampa, or just straight sandalwood, or jasmine for this time of year. All right, because you all have worked very closely with the motherly energy as far as planting the seed into the womb of creation. And this is more pulling from your lessons throughout the year. So yeah, I think someone mentioned essential oils. I will get to the mention, but that's a possibility. I'm giving you the bare minimum as the instructions. But again, here we are. You're going to do this. Set up your tray, all right, prior to your shower. Because when you come to serve, you want to be really clean, all right? So you're going to come, you're going to sit down. And before you do any of your mantras, you're going to take a moment, okay? Let me bring this down some. I'm going to take a moment with your tray. Now, y'all know Mother is a tantrika. Y'all know I'm about love. So when you're placing your rose petals, I want you to really center and concentrate this energy of love in the core of your being, and think of how you are going to connect and give thanks for the presence of each of these entities that are helping to carry you along, providing you information from the infinite wisdom, okay? Protecting you, encouraging you, strengthening you, right? in exchange for your work. So this, guys and women, imagine the feeling in your heart as you are going to be offering flowers to a divine being. It is a love offering. So you want to be really centered and recall the attributes of each Nitya as you go to place it down. This should not be done in a, like, oh, let me just set this up right quick. The meditation begins in the silence and the intention of placing your rose petals at the center of each yantra. Okay? For those of you who have your yantras up on the wall right now, this would be a time period where ideally, we're always making adjustments for urban living, right? But ideally, you'll set up an area on the floor where you're going to place each of these. Okay? So you'll place them. The water that needs to be changed, that should already be placed. You'll light you an incense. All right? So you'll be holding your incense like so. You have your meditation beads. You're going to acknowledge each of the yantras, including your Sri yantra in your house. Okay? So you're just going to present the incense. Like so. You can put it in your holder. All right? And then you're going to proceed with your purification mantra and then all of the mantras that follow. You're going to start with purification, and then you're going to do each gate. All right? North, east, south, west. And then you'll hit all of the nityas. Right? Okay. Y'all following so far? Did I get too quiet? Did I get too boring? Let me know if you're following and you're taking your notes. Because I'm trying to go slowly because I don't want you all to get lost and stressed out. The anxiety is at an all-time high. So let's bring it in. Let me know if this pace is okay for you. If you don't have a table, Shani, they can be set in a floor. If you don't have a table, like, because people need to put them down so they can put the flower on there. Not directly on the floor. Some things I don't say, because we're at the end of the year now, so there's like some other things that you should have learned along the way. Like, put something down before you put the yantras on the floor. The yantra should be, ideally, actually, the yantra should be at navel height. But like I said, we're making do. Okay, so after you present the flowers to your yantras, I said you're going to do you're facing east, okay, but you're going to do each of the directions. So, pardon me, back it up. Do the direction. So you'll face the north, do your mantra for the north. You face the east, do your mantras for the east. Face the south, do your mantras for the south. Face the west, do your mantras for the west. Bring it back to the east. Okay? Bring it back to the east, and you're going to sit there and you're going to do all of your chants. Now, I posted, let me get this picture for you. All right. Put this on thing. All right, so I posted, you're probably not going to be able to see that well here, but you should be in the group, right? Dang, you really can't see that at all, can you? And it might be backwards. Anyways, there's a picture of it up in the group. You're just creating a double circle. All right. You're going to have one focus stone, which is a sphere. If you don't have a sphere, because you're working with selenite and crystal quartz, this is your psychic abilities grid. You're like really increasing this energy. All right. With the Nityas, you have your red candles, you have a gold candle, you have your water, and you should also have your blue candle and your white candle. That blue and white candle is for that spiritual upgrade, that spiritual enlightenment, that subconscious energy. Okay. Okay. So you're going to have your focus stone. The center stone is going to be your selenite, the biggest piece of your selenite. If you don't have a sphere, just put your biggest piece of selenite there. Okay. Then you're going to go in a clockwise direction, and you're putting these little white flowers. Now, in the picture, they're jasmine flowers, little petals. Another offering for what I told you about, like this white, the psychic energy, this smell, right? So they don't have to be jasmine. You can use any white flowers. The colors are important as well. Okay? So you're going to put the white flowers in the center. You can put 6 of them. Then you're going to create another circle with your focus stones, your way stones and your desire stones. Your way stone is still the selenite, okay? Because the selenite is what is going to draw the psychic energy, but it's also going to be protecting your psychic energy. Because while you're that open, you remember, while you're that open, you're going to want to keep at bay certain low-level energies that will come in and give you other kind of information that'll take you off track. They can be very distracting. And so you want your counsel to come from as high as possible. Okay. Then the clear quartz is going to amplify that energy. So you put a selenite, you're going to put a crystal quartz, selenite, crystal quartz, selenite, crystal quartz, selenite, crystal quartz. So if you can, you put 7 pieces of selenite and then just put crystal quartz in between. Okay? Y'all follow? Y'all following so far? And so what's with the pine cones, fairy gang? If you're really connected with the earth, you understand that the pine cones, hint, hint, represent the pineal gland. And again, pine, even the smell, is activating to the brain, right? Thank you, Margina knows. Okay? And so you're going to have that set up, and you're going to put your white and blue candles on the outside of that. So you can put your white, blue, right? Or you can just have the white and the blue. And that's fine. Okay? And when you build this, same energy as when you prepared yourself to get your flowers ready. So I would really set aside a few hours to do this initial setup, because then I'm going to have something I'm giving you to say in your head throughout the day. But when you're ready to go sit down, your grid is already sitting there. It's already boom, it's booming. It's creating this energy over there by your house with your niches. So when you go, you already know, you're not going to go in that space without cleansing yourself to go sit down. All right. So before I forget, right? You're I got all the instructions. Throughout the day, right? When you're not, let's say when you're not doing your mantras, like you only doing your mantras a certain number of times, you can just sit at your crystal grid and you can stare at the center and allow yourself. During these next few days, you should just have your journal with you at all times. Because the kind of writing that you're going to do, you don't want to think about what you're writing. Okay? You want to just allow whatever comes. Don't even try to make it make sense. I mean, sometimes I'm writing and it's like the dragon bit the tail of the fox. And I'm like, whatever, I'm going to keep writing, because what happens is, I got goosebumps when I said that. Because that's what just came through my head. And then that will be something for me to decipher. But usually what will happen is life will reveal itself and I'll be like, I know where this is going. Okay? So don't block the intuitive flow by trying to figure out what the hell you're writing. Like, this doesn't make sense. Cheese and brownies make cake. What? It doesn't matter. Just write it down. Okay? Keep your notebook nearby. All right? Your grid is your space where you're going to sit and allow your guru to show you, because your guru is all the way up there, like sits in here but has a view from above you, right? Above this world, can see much more clearly, because the perception, the vastness of the vision, right, allows more information to come. All right. So you guys and ladies, y'all are good with that? So west side mantra. I really put that to it. Y'all see it. West side. All right. So Shreem 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 Clean Shreem Clean. Test. Oh, let me spell it correctly. I didn't need to break this up for y'all. Baba T, he does such a good job breaking it up into what I want to call it. It's like beta Ebonics. V test. I'm about to do that too. Watch. V test. Swa ra. Yay. Nama. Shreem Reem Shreem Reem Clean Shreem Clean, correct? V test Swara Yay Nama. Alright. Oh my gosh. Alright, so it's Shreem Hreem Shreem Hreem Clean Shreem Clean Viteswaraye Nama. Y'all want me to do that like 3 times? Or no? Nah. Come on, y'all got it. Alright. Let's see. So now, right, in honor of the solstice, this Sebek and Nabet, dark times where you go into the darkness, you want to stay on hang shang. Yeah. This is it. Here's a chant for you to say throughout the day. All right. So while you're out and about in the world, walking through the house. If you're not doing your mantras, um, Ong hang kashang, ong hang kashang, ong hang kashang, ong hang kashang. That's something you can sit with your grid with and just go with the rhythm until you just boom, you're gone. It's dope. I'm not gonna go into all the details of it because it, trust me, go with it. So I think that's pretty much it. Do you all have any questions so far? I'm about to scroll through here. Oh, yeah, I have some more information, but I want to see if I missed anything. Shamani. What if you don't have an altar? That's impossible. Joyce, if you don't have an altar by now, it's too late to catch up with this altar space. Let me see Facebook and YouTube. Oh yeah, Miss Meek. You made it. If you don't have roses tonight, I'm thinking, yeah, do what you can. The solstice starts the 21st, right? And the next 4 days, like that's like that right there, like is the passageway. And then y'all gonna get hit with a solar eclipse. Baby, be really clear. So while everyone else is drinking and partying and having a good time, listen, have a good time. Like laugh, dance. Now's not a good time to be drunk because you will distort all of that dope insight that you're going to need to be super crystal clear and successful and spot on for 2020. Like, now's not the time to be lit. Now's not the time to eat too heavily. Now's not the time to overdo it with the sugar because the sugar will block the pineal gland. So for those of you who are, for obvious reasons, going to be at a bunch of holiday gatherings and so forth, you're going to have to exhibit some discipline for your practice. And one of the things that will remind you is that Ong Hang Kashang, Ong Hang Kashang, Ong Hang Kashang. You go into that, it's going to give you a different kind of high. You're not going to be worried about missing out on kicking back some shots. Okay? And look, you got New Year's. You got New Year's right after this work. Save it. Let me see. Can it be done without an altar? I think I just answered that question. An altar is any sacred space that you've created intentionally. So I don't know if your question, Joyce, is because you don't have an altar like a table or a shelf. Because if that's the case, I already explained how you create your sacred space, and that would still be an altar. Your freaking body is an altar, and you walk around. How do you treat that space? Is it sacred or not? Okay? That's for next year. We'll get into that. But let's see. Hey. I would like to know whether or not this can be done without an altar. I would just fall back because I don't know enough about this and only want to do if it's correct. You know what, Joyce? I think that that's a wise decision. Yeah, because at this point, like, folks have been working on this. I'm not even going to say from the Winter Solstice beginning, because we began December 1st. And here we are with this part. And everyone else started a month prior to that. So, yeah. Definitely, I wouldn't just jump in on this. I would observe the silence and the meditation. If you want to build a crystal grid, Joyce, you can definitely do that. that's totally safe. But I wouldn't just jump in with the yantras and then like just throw all that energy around. Nah. And people who have been doing it will let you know. These niches come in and will tear up the house. Let me see. Put the yantras present to each gate after the incense. Okay, so opening the gates. No, the incense is you're gonna present that to each of your yantras. Okay. I think you got it. Don't have the meditation beads. We are new to this, so you were sold out of the beads. Oh, okay. Okay. Kiki, I thought someone took care of that yesterday. I'm gonna do that afterwards. If you send me a message, send me another message. I'm gonna check it right after this this lecture, okay? I got you. And you said we. I wanna know who's we. Peas seeded fruit. 7. Got it. Got it. All right. Yes. Previously, I was taught to sit out of rituals during an eclipse. Recommendations, position on this. Okay, so my position on this. 1, there's no eclipse on the date, but you know, I got my ears to the street. So there's times before and times after. I don't do the scary thing. And quite frankly, before having heard that, like those were some opportune times for things really popping off. Technically, you've been doing this work, right, way before now, and so you're finishing some work. It gets really intense. So for people who are just beginning, yes, there can be some very, very interesting. I want to say interesting because, you know, if I am God speaking, you never know, right? And I've created all things. Then I've also created all things. And you would be doing yourself an injustice to not complete what you started out of fear. Now, the cautions were to make sure that you're absolutely clear-minded. Your intentions are absolutely clear, keeping your space clean, and being aware of what you attract. Okay? You attract with your energy. You protect yourself with your energy. Let me know if that makes sense. But if you feel like you have way too much going on, I think at this point, like that wouldn't even, I can't even entertain that. That wouldn't even be a question or concern by someone who's been doing this. Y'all have been doing some heavy duty work. If you understand what I mean. So that's my position. Me personally, I listen to my intuition, and sometimes I don't prepare to do something on an eclipse, and then I realize I did something, and I'm like, oh, it was an eclipse. Wow, that was pretty powerful timing. It works out. Let's see. Thank you, Kiki. I really appreciate it. Oh, and thank you, Ebony, for telling everyone to thumbs up the video. Can we go ahead and buy the crystals and charge them because we didn't come in until the winter prep? Yep. You sure can. And my bad, I left out pyrite. Pyrite. You guys can add pyrite to the 4 cardinal points inside your house. Because I know y'all about that dollar. All right. Let me see. I use rose water in a small bowl if I don't have a rose. Just sharing. I see some sisters saying they don't have the rose. So here's the thing, right? And I get it. Roses are also expensive. So on one rose, you can take care of your yantra, each of your yantras, 2 roses at the most. I think you have enough petals because you're putting just 1 petal each. Now, if you got it like that, you can put a whole rose. Your niches are going to be very satisfied. And all of the goddesses in the Sri Yantra, they're all living there. But yeah, they'll be very happy with that. And leave them there. Leave them there because you want the energy to be absorbed. Let's see. And with the rose water, there's like 15, 16 different bowls of water with rose essential oil. No, just get another red flower. Just get another red flower. It's not a rose. Okay? I'm thinking of writing the name of each Nitya and putting a drop of rose oil. That's cool. But you can the actual flower is food. It's food. So you want to put the flower. All right. Any other questions? Right? I told y'all crystal quartz, selenite, and pyrite. That was the last one. Fool's gold is what it's called. All right, so if anybody, me and my daughter, we've been doing the work since winter prep. Aw, family. How old is your daughter? Because we have some young ones in here that are doing the work with their fathers or their moms. All right, gang. Listen, I'm going to be super quiet because I want to ante up my life for the winter solstice too. So, don't feel any kind of way when it gets quiet, but definitely support when you see some very nice items available for you to purchase once we're done. Let me see. If our altar is multi-level, do all the candles have to be on the same level? No, the candles don't have to be all on the same level. But with the grid, yeah. All the candles for the grid should be on one level. And be careful, you guys, ladies, gents, gods, goddesses, kings, and queens. Be careful right now with the fire because y'all are working with some real strong alchemical magic. And things like even the glass that holds your wax will be porous, and you'll be like, how the hell did the wax get on the outside of the candle? And you'll notice that the glass itself gets hotter than usual. Things happen. So just be mindful. Keep an eye on your candles. You don't have to let them stay lit when you leave the house. Like, you can smother them and light them when you come in, and let that be part of your ritual as you're getting started. Okay. I found my pyrite before I wrecked my car. See? Of course. The double flames are a special touch for me. But if you've never been to a sacred ceremony, you wouldn't know that. That's fairy game. So, let's see. All right, I'm not gonna forget you. I'm going to get out of here. You know what we can do? Share like binaural beats. You want to keep yourself as tranced out as possible during that time. Okay? All right, y'all. Peace, love, and bliss. I love y'all. I'll see y'all out there in the ethers. Later.